Arirang Special.
It's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you so much for taking the time
Well,
to talk
most
to us.
welcome. Thank you for interviewing me.
Oh, I hope we have a very interesting conversation. We have everything set up.
Okay.
Thaksin Shinawatra, self-made business tycoon turned politician, now living in self-imposed exile in Dubai. He entered politics in the 1990s after accumulating wealth in mobile communication and computer-related businesses. Thaksin was the Prime Minister of Thailand from 2001 to 2006 and famous for his Thaksonomics practice, which worked to boost the national economy and slash the poverty rate. His political career ended abruptly in 2006 in a military coup and has been living in controversy ever since. Today, his younger sister, Yingluck Shinawatra, is the first female Prime Minister of Thailand. Last October, he was invited to Korea for the 14th World Knowledge Forum, and Arirang TV conducted an interview with Thaksin Shinawatra.
Hello and welcome to Arirang TV's special program, A Conversation with former Prime Minister of Thailand, Thaksin Shinawatra. I'm Sohn Jie-ae, your host. Today he is in Seoul as a speaker at the World Knowledge Forum, and he will join us in a conversation to talk about Asia, Thailand, and Korea. Dr. Thaksin, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for giving me an honor to interview me by the CEO of Arirang.
Oh, it is my pleasure. Let's just start off with the topic of your talk in Seoul. The topic of your talk is about Asia's role in the global economy and global politics. Give us a rough outline. What do you actually think Asia's role should be?
Well, you know, we are the biggest continent, but we are the only continent that we don't have continent-wide forum. And you know, one Asia for us is just only a metaphor. It's not a real. And that is why we keep coming and discuss how we can utilize our the whole continent to be beneficial for us and for the world. That is what we will discuss about. Actually, now the whole world is watching Asia. Asia become the growth economic engine for the whole world. But we still, at the same time, we are not utilize our own strength that much. We look for other continents. We export our product to Western, and at the same time, the Western now is getting slowed down in economic and the crisis of 2008. But how can we? This is what we would discuss in these few days. How can we come together and make ourselves stronger?
Well, I mean, the reason that people have talked about this for such a long time, because you know, Asia, although people look at Asia as having so much potential, as you pointed out, it's very, very difficult for Asia to come together, and there are a lot of challenges that Asia faces. You know, the territorial, historical, cultural, you know, divisions within Asia are quite deep.
Yes.
Do you see those challenges as being
that's
difficult?
the very, very big challenges. And you know, when I was Prime Minister, I formed a forum called Asia Cooperation Dialogue. We invite all the Asian countries to come together, and we were not talking about conflict. We're just talking about how we can do together, and we will let this forum to evolve over time, and bring more and more friends. You know, when we said that we want to talking about anything constructive, that how we can do together. When I have the Indian delegation and Pakistani delegation sat together, they talk a lot about how they can work together. But if we're talking about conflict, then you know we have conflicts here and there, which is quite difficult for Asia to be a continent-wide forum. And so it's a challenge that if the leaders would leave the conflict aside and talking about how we can work together voluntarily in the areas that of your interest, that might be something that we need to do for the time being.
Especially now with the global economic crisis that is coming from the West and affecting the Asia so much.
Yes.
In terms of this kind of Asian collaboration, especially in the business sector, seem to be where a lot of potential lies. Do you find that it's like the things like the Chiang Mai initiative, for example, is that a good way to go?
ASEAN has been one of the oldest association that we come together, and we have conflict in some area, yes, but we do have a lot of cooperation. But now we need ASEAN to be stronger, and then we have a dialogue partner like East Asia together with US now, EAS. And so if we expand that kind of cooperation a bit further, and we include more and more countries in Asia, it will be better. But ASEAN as a center, we have different dialogue partners, but we still don't have the whole group yet. Only with East Asia, EAS, that we have US, Korea, Japan, and China. But for India, for Australia, for Russia, they're all our dialogue partners. But we still not including as a group yet. So we need to bring the Middle East as well.
Yes.
What we call Central Asia or West Asia. I try not to call them Middle East.
Yeah, Central Asia.
Yeah.
Contrary to what I just said, even though they talk about the lack of political leadership, especially in Asia, you talk about the G2, the U.S. and China emerging as the two biggest countries. And there is a feeling that many countries, especially in Asia, are sort of caught between, like a battleground between the United States and China. Do you think so?
Well, I don't think so. Every countries have their own strength. They have to adapt themselves to the change, and the competitiveness, competition landscape is changing. And like China, someone think that China is a threat, but actually China is a market as well.
That's true.
There is no single economy that become your real competitor. And you have to find opportunities how we can do business with them. And each country has their own strength. Like Thailand, we have agriculture, we have our aesthetic, we have our hospitality services. So we have to be more creative, and we should move toward the creative economy.
Is that what you think, sort of what we call the middle countries, the middle powers like Thailand and like Korea? Is that where you think their future lies, to be more independent, creative in what they do?
Like Korea, you can see how Korea emerged after the crisis, because through the two-prong. One is through science and technology, which is telecommunication. In the old day, tourism in Korea
was not
there, but now everyone want to come to Korea to see the scenes of the movies.
It's culture, the power of culture.
Yeah.
Well, Thailand's had power of culture for a very long time,
but we are not that successful in terms of movies and soap operas or whatever. We cannot compare with Korea yet.
Well, Korean food can't compare with Thai food yet.
Yes,
so everyone has a.
We are strong in Thai food.
That's true.
And we have many Thai restaurants worldwide.
Worldwide, yeah.
It will be more and more.
Hopefully too. A little change in topic. This is what I call Thailand, Korea, and you.
Okay.
Now, I find that the more I study the Thailand and Korea, the more I find similarities between our two countries. And one of the things that I find similar is actually one of your politics. Your politics about the rural economy, how you found that enriching the rural economy, giving them self-independence, making sure that they prosper, is very similar to what happened in Korea in the 1970s, the Semail movement.
That's what I've been told about Park Chung-hee. How can
I know
when I start my new party, I went to the rural area. A very old farmers come to me and ask me, please be Prime Minister for the poor. And it's really touched. I feel like they may need some hopes. They need someone to look after them. They have they are very old and still have no hopes in life, And later on, I saw the what do we call it? The Bill Gates. He once said, if you born poor, it's not your fault.
Yeah.
If you die poor, it's your fault.
I know.
But if you don't want to die poor, but you still die poor, it's the government fault.
Yes.
So that's why the government have to giving them opportunities. If you hand out, it's not good. Don't give them a fish. You have to teach them how to fish. So that's my concept of helping them, give them opportunities. And one thing that they need, if they need to access into capital, even small, they can take care of their family. I set up the village fund, different than microfinance. Village fund is you give the money to the villagers, let them set up the committee to manage that money, and then they manage it. They use the social sanction to enforce those who borrow to behave. And the 3 years when I did that, the non-performing loan is only 2.5%.
Really?
Very small. Because
small.
of social sanction. Because they don't need a lot of money. They need, let's say, like $200.
That's true.
They can send their children to school. They can do so many things. If they may be glue chickens or boil the corn, and they can sell to the market. They make money enough for that send their children to school.
It does sound very, very similar to the Semail movement in Korea. It was not just a payoff. It was not just money given.
No.
It was very much linked to how well they do.
They need opportunities. And they need access to knowledge, access to information, access to a service, government service, and access to capital.
Was that the basic for what they call Thaksin economics?
Yes, it's my basic that I actually we use dual track policy. That's the first track is rural economy. The second track is the export. So I export by helping the farmers to get a better price. I became their salesman.
And on one more final subject between Korea and Thailand, I mean, K-Water, Korea's waterways construction, is a preferred bidder now for Thailand's waterway project. In 2011, when Thailand had these devastating floods, you came to Korea and you saw the water restoration project in Korea. What did you think?
I impressed that is the quality of the water, the width of the rivers, and how they manage it. Very, very nice. But I know that this is very expensive. It's too luxury for Thailand. But anyway, I happened to have a meeting with former President Im Myung-bak, and I said that, Your Excellency, Mr. President, 60 years ago, Thailand came here, sent the military to fight shoulder by shoulder with the Korean in the Korean War. But now we have difficulties. We have a very devastating flood in Thailand. We need help.
And you think that the current project is suitable for Thailand's situation?
Definitely, because we have many bottlenecks. The water when it's flow, when you have bottleneck, the speed of the water cannot pass through. They're gonna flood the both sides. So we need to dredge. We need to widen it. We need to divert it. That is what K-Water will be doing this.
Okay. The third part is our lightest part, where we just sort of converse. It's about you and your sister and everything that goes on in your future. I think when especially in the first year, one of the biggest issues was and her relationship with you. I saw a really interview with her on CNN in which they just grilled her on that, and she did very well. I have to say that she held her own, and I was very impressed.
That you are in this position of Prime Minister because of your brother.
People can give their opinion, people can speak out, but for me, I still handle and I still be by myself. If I'm not handle and do as the leadership, so I don't think people will allow me to be that this position and get clear mandate from election.
Brother and sister, and how can you avoid us from being in contact? We have to talk to each other. We can give advice to each other, but she is the one who is responsible. Even if you were to be able to convince, you should not, because you stay quite away from the what's happening in day to day. She should be the one who make decision. I should be the one to share my experience, giving this situation when I was there. This is about these people. This is about the law. This is about politics, and she is the one who make decision. But it's much quicker for her if she want to learn some background, which she don't know. I don't know. 6 years in my office, I think I have a lot of experience to share her, but decision making is solely up to her.
One of the reasons that it's so difficult is that it seems like the international media is really focused on that. The report about you running the country through Skype, things like that.
Sometimes they just pick up what the opposition attack me. That's it. It's very strange. I'm not in politics, I'm outside, but every parliament session, they just mention about my name. The opposition mention about me every day. And the Thai newspaper, having my names, my pictures in front page at least once a week.
Yes.
That's what they cannot, they still, everything is about me.
Well, it keeps you relevant.
Yes, I think they're afraid that people will forget me. So that's why I'm still popular. During campaigns, I still can campaign.
Yes, that is a positive way to look at it.
Yeah.
You've been quoted as saying that you will return home when the time is right.
Yes.
Do you feel that the right time is coming?
It's coming. It's coming. I'm quite confident that it's time for Thai to come together. So we've been wasting our time and energy too much for nothing. For nothing, and we destroy our justice system. We destroy the culture of respecting each other. We destroy the culture of the country of smile. So it's time that Thailand should come together, bring back our strength of being a smile country.
I haven't heard that in a long time, actually.
Right.
I go to Thailand and the people are wonderfully friendly, but
yes,
in an international
Thailand land of smile is gone.
It's gone. You want to bring it back?
Yes, definitely. That's why I welcome all my opponents. I open dialogue with anyone want to talk to me. Come, I forgive to everyone.
Is the current amnesty bill going to be one of the ways you it?
There are so many ways, but amnesty bill is one of the way, but there are so many ways. But we have to find ways that the majority is accepted.
Are there some conditions that have to be met before you can go back?
Well, actually, I really, politics per se, I'm really fed up. If you don't think about your people and your country, you're fed up with politics. Politics is not enjoyable. Politics is just the way for you to have a chance to do something for your country and your people, to sacrifice for the country and the people. But along the way, it's really a bad experience. I never want to go back to politics. Actually.
You don't see yourself in politics ever again.
I'm getting tired, but I want to help the people. I want to help the people. I have to find other mechanism if I can do it.
What other role could you play?
Well, maybe NGO, some NGO that have a good network to help the people, and at the same time, we have to be able to have dialogues with the government that can bring the ideas to help the people.
And then you can help build better bridges between Thailand and Korea.
Definitely. I really want to see continent-wide and forum and become really one Asia. I really want to. Because of I know so many leaders worldwide, and I think I can help. I can be the one who be able to bring them together more and more. If I'm not in politics anymore.
One more reason that you shouldn't be in politics, then it should be for all of Asia.
Yes, I should be globetrotter.
Well, before you become globetrotter, I do hope that you go home and make it home.
Yes, no other place like home.
No,
so you need to be home, but at the same time, I have to be careful on my own safety.
Everyone does.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Dr. Thaksin. It has been a pleasure.
Thank you very much for interviewing me and giving me honor by having CEO of Arirang interview me myself.
And this has been a special presentation on Arirang TV, a conversation with former Thailand Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra. Although he has been exiled for many years, he still remains one of the most influential and controversial figures in Thai politics. Thank you for watching. Okay, now we are good.